It's important to recognize that the practice that we're doing is not a miracle cure. It's not a magic pill or a quick fix. Okay? While there are certainly short-term benefits, the bulk of the benefit of practice is developed over the long term. And I like to think of it and remind people that in this way, it's very much like diet and exercise. After eating unwell for a long period of time, eating a salad may or may not feel good, but the more and more we eat well, the more steadily we keep up that practice, the more we notice the benefit of that practice. And the same with exercising the body. The exercise is over the long term that we really uh, develop a physical health from it. And even with steady practice in this regard, we still have ups and downs. Overall, things tend to improve, but we have bad days. We have days where our practice doesn't seem to be helping like it should, or we feel like it's not working. And it doesn't mean that it's not, it just means that we're having a bad day. Okay? We might even be telling ourselves, in a moment of sadness or a moment of anger that, that's not very Buddhist of you. If we've acted out, somebody else might be telling us that. They might be saying, wow, that's not very Buddhist of you. you know but the thing is that with our steady practice, what we find is not that our problems stop arising, it's not that they go away, it's that we find that they may arise less, and we're able to deal with them better when they do arise. In the Zen tradition, we talk about an expression that says, fall down 7 times, get up 8. With steady practice, uh, it's not as if we will never get knocked down or will never fall again. Okay? But we may be able to dodge some of the things better that would previously have knocked us down, and we can get up faster, when we do get knocked down. And so as we practice, when you have these times when you feel like, why am I so sad? I've been practicing for a long time. I shouldn't be getting this sad or sad this often. Okay? That's not true. It's still going to happen. Just like diet and exercise, there's going to be days where, even after years of steady practice, even the person with the healthiest diet is not immune from getting sick or not feeling well. Even the person who's in peak physical shape from exercise is not immune to injury. And even people who have been practicing for decades, at this practice that we do, is not immune to the occasional influence of impatience, sadness, or anger. And so it's helpful to remember that when we feel those things, we haven't failed. Okay? And if we're honest and look back in hindsight, we'll probably recognize that, what, I may feel terrible today, or I may have had this lapse, but when I look back overall, it's been a long time since it's really been this bad, or it's been happening less and less. And so keeping up our practice, and like I said at the beginning, this time especially, it seems like Murphy's Law is in full swing. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong at the moment. Our practice may not feel like it's helping us, but I can pretty well guarantee you that however hard it may feel right now, it would probably be more difficult if you didn't have this practice under your belt. And so when I talk about this practice, remember too that I'm not just talking about our meditation. That's only one component of what we're doing. Our meditation is an excellent practice for helping us to be present, for helping us to see things more clearly as they are, and to act more informed when we act. But there's also our metta practice, our loving kindness practice. This helps us to be more compassionate. This helps us to deal with the things that we're now seeing more clearly in a more helpful manner. And then our devotion practice, which helps us with gratitude and cultivating thankfulness for, even when things are going wrong or not going well, thankfulness for the things that are, the things that we do still have. Okay? And while in a moment of despair, It may seem like all of these things have left us. When that moment passes, and it will, especially if we let it, you know, when I think of confronting sadness or anger, I think of standing in a hallway, and sadness or anger is this person who's trying to get past me. If I'm trying to stop them, of course, they're going to be in the hallway even longer. But if I simply step aside and let them pass, then I move on to the next moment and see that, okay, that that sadness, that impatience, that anger, that whatever that was just a passing thing. And everything else is overall doing pretty well. So I just want to offer those reminders. Remember that the practice does help. You've probably noticed in all kinds of ways that it does help. Remember that in moments when it seems like it's not helping, it's just that moment, and it is helping more than you may think at that point.